Hello everyone, I am Professor Praveen Sarvade, Department of Agronomy, College of Agriculture and Allied Sciences, Shardanagar, Baramati. Today we are going to discuss regarding the topic organic farming. Before that, all of you know organic farming is nowadays a most important concept. Organic farming, that means completely exclude or completely avoid the chemical fertilizers and the maximum utilization of organic matter. Okay. As per the definition of the USDA study team on organic farming, USDA, that means the United States Department of Agriculture. He stated the definition of definition of organic farming. In that, the organic farming is a system which strictly avoid or largely exclude the use of synthetic input such as fertilizer, pesticide, hormones, feed additives, etc., and the maximum extent the feasible rely upon crop rotation, crop residues, animal manures, of farm organic wastage, mineral grades, rock additives, etc. That means the maximum utilization of organic matter. In that, FIM, compost, vermicompost, sewage sludge, then sewage sludge is not included in organic farming, concentrated organic manures. These are the maximum utilized and the completely exclude the all chemical fertilizers, pesticide, insecticide, etc. is known as a organic farming. A scope, a large geographical area with wide variety of agroclimatic zones. India has nearly about 328 million hectare area, and there is a large geographical area with 15 agroclimatic zones. So this is one of the scope for growing organic farming. 40% irrigated area and 60% is under dryland potential to bring under the organic farming. Culture is to be used earth which include the soil, animals and the human beings has capacity to use all the organic inputs. Okay, this is the scope for organic farming. If you see the current status of world's the most organic land, the first in Australia, then Argentina, then China, and in case of producer, Africa is percentage or share is a maximum as compared to the other countries. You can see here the shares in a percentage of a different countries in organic farming. The current status of India, the numbers of 5 lakhs farmers are now engaged in organic farming, and the certified cultivated is 1.08 million hectare. The organic certification process 4.48 million hectare. These are the three major dimensions of organic farming. Organic by default, that means no input, low input, absence of resources, the mostly not certified actually. In if you see in a village, some village there is a no use of chemical fertilizer. Okay, that means organic by default. There is a no chemical fertilizer, but it is a organic. Okay, it is mostly it is not a certified. The second one is the effect of conventional. Half of them certified. Okay, half of them are certified, and the commercial organic growers is 100% certified. Certification agency certified the your farm produce and give the permission to sell. Aims and objective of, or principles of organic farming. First one is to provide foods of high nutritional quality in sufficient quantity, to work with natural system rather than dominating them, to encourage and enhance the biological cycle within a farming system involving the microorganisms of soil flora, fauna, and other animals. Then to maintain and to increase the long-term fertility, to use as far as the possible organic matter and nutrient elements, etc. These are the aim and objective or a principle of organic farming. Also to maintain the animal welfare, to avoid all form of pollutions, then to maintain the genetic diversity of agriculture, also to allow the farmers an adequate returns and a satisfaction from their work, including the safe working environment. These are the aims of organic farming. Then advantages. Organic manures produce optimum condition in the soil for a higher yield and a good crop quality. Then supply essential nutrient in adequate amount. Then improve the growth and physiological activity of plants. Improve the physiological property of the soil. Then fibrous portion of organic matter promote a soil aggregation to improve the permeability and aeration. Carbon in organic matter is a source of energy for microbes. Then to reduce the need of purchase input, because the most of the on-farm available inputs are used for organic farming. For example, sugarcane thrash. This sugarcane thrash is used for mulching purpose. Also, it get converted into the organic matter. Then minimize the pollution due to the conversion of waste material into valuable compost. Organic fertilizers are considered as a complete food because it contains all minerals, then nutrients, and those beneficial elements required for the human bodies are available in organic produce. Then organic matter restore the soil pH. Organically grown crops are free from toxic residues and therefore the healthy food produce. Organically grown plants are more resistant to disease and insect. There is an increase in demand to organic produce. Then it prevents soil as well as environmental degradation. Then due to the diversification, secure the income and minimize the cost of produce through the use of an on-farm input. On-farm input, that means the material required for the organic farming, for example, FYM, compost. For that, the raw materials, dung, urines, already available on a farm. So that reduce the cost of produce. Now, likewise, some disadvantages of organic farming in that transition to organic initial crop loss is occur. That means from conversion of conventional farming to the organic farming, it require more periods, nearly about 2 to 3 years. So that loss of these periods and money. Then biological control may be weakened and destroyed, which may take several years to build up. There are no fully developed market for organic products because until most of the peoples are not aware regarding the organic farming and organic produce, so that until the market is not fully developed, so that it is necessary in future. These are the some disadvantages also. Some constraint or what are the problems while producing the organic farming. You can see here chemicals are easy to use. Why farmers are select the organic farming? Why? Because chemical fertilizers are easily available, but nowadays organic matter is not easily available to the farmers. The next problem is benefit of organic farming is not seen immediately because the farmers need instant profit, so it is not possible in organic farming. Large quantity of organic inputs are required for the organic farming and it is not easily available. Difficult to get organic fertilizers or organized market for organically grown produce. That means there is no particular market, special market for organic produce. Awareness about the organic produce is not developed. Economic loss due to the transition. No experimental evidence in a BC ratio. Less government efforts for especially organic farming. And the scientific research programs on organic farming is very scarce. These are the major problems in organic farming production. And these are the major components of organic farming. In that, first one is a crop and soil, organic manures, biological pest disease control, and non-chemical weed control. That means in crop and soil, green manuring crops, then legume crops, these are the important factor. And in organic manures, FYM, compost, then vermicompost, etc. And in biological pest and disease control, you can use the biological agent, predators, which control the pest and diseases. Also, non-chemical weed control. For that, you can use different insects. For examples, for controlling Parthenium species, you can use Zygogramma bicolorata, that means beetles, which control the weeds easily. So that these are the components of organic farming. Then principles of organic farming. In that, first one is a principle of health. Second one is the principle of ecology. Third one is the principle of fairness and principle of care. These are the major principles of organic farming. Okay, thank you, student. If you have problem regarding the organic farming in this video, then communicate to me. Okay, thank you so much.